Welcome back to Redacted Media. We're doing a review of the last episode of The Stand on CBS All Access. The Stand is based on the novel The Stand by Stephen King. And as always, we have the two interesting perspectives here, with me being a King mega fan, and Joe. Which is, I mean, like, you've watched as much of The Stand as me now, so, like, you're not even a newbie anymore.
I'm not a mega fan, though.
No, not at all. I mean, he's kind of a newbie. And we're reviewing the last episode, episode 9, The Circle Closes. And it's the episode that King wrote.
He wrote it?
Yeah, he wrote this episode.
Wow.
So
it felt very King-like.
It did.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. But yeah, before we get into it, actually, guys, you've been watching our videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. Mm-hmm. We're trying to hit the 250 subscribers. That's our next goal. We hit 100 a month ago, I think. And we're going to be continuing on our Stand coverage next week by recapping the 1994 miniseries. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be fun.
It'll be 3 parts.
I think it's 4, they said, maybe.
Whatever. It'll be mini parts.
Whatever, maybe. It'll be a couple, because I don't want to have a 2-hour-long video to put up on YouTube.
Yeah. So if you like any content, give us a subscribe. We'll keep the content going.
Yeah, no doubt. And just say what you want us to do next. Like, we're here. What do y'all want to see?
Yeah.
I will make what you want to see. But anyways.
To a degree. I'll make what you want to see.
Nah, we're in. But anyways, sorry. Wasted your time. The Stand. Episode 9. Here we go.
Great episode.
Great episode. I thought it was all right. I enjoyed it. Started off and just Boulder was just straight up chilling, introducing new characters that like we were supposed to feel sentimental about.
I don't know.
Like the DJ.
Don't know.
Said the dude in the khaki shirt. Who the fuck are they?
Random fillers.
And if they weren't, maybe I didn't pay attention enough if they were earlier, but bad choice by the show designer.
They needed somebody to fill a role because none of the main characters were there, and that's what they did.
Franny and Stu would have said bye to Tom, and that's it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
But yeah, so Franny and Stu decide to leave. What'd you think about that decision?
I thought it was stupid.
To leave Boulder?
Yeah.
Why?
You did all this in Boulder, got everything set up. You have a house. Like she just had her kid, and I thought it was just the dumbest thing in the world. But that's just me thinking, like in my normal thought process. Definitely
not a smart idea to take like a couple-month-old out on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting stuff from a drugstore to help your kid.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's part of the book, so fine. And that's kind of the interesting part that we could transition to, is that this episode did stray from the book in a couple of facets, because book ends, let's get that out of the way. Book ends with Stu and Tom showing up. They're like, hey, we're here. They're like, oh my god. And then it's like Stanley, like that little monologue she had in the beginning. Mm-hmm. She kind of does one of those. She talks about leaving. They show the little conversation with Stu. They leave. And it's just like in the book.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. You have to, I don't know how I feel about this episode, because I don't know Nebraska.
Well, the beginning of the episode rolled on pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, Stu shows up. It wasn't really a big climactic moment, him showing up.
Yeah.
I think it'll been a little bit more interesting to show. Obviously, when Tom found him, like give us some background behind that. How did he get him out of that pit type deal?
It's such a great story in the book.
How did Tom drag Stu from basically Nevada all the way back to Colorado?
Mm-hmm. So in the book, Tom finds him at the bottom of the ravine.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Stu, you're here.
Yeah.
And they get him up, and he makes like a canopy type thing, where it looks like a stretcher, but it's supposed to be dragged, right? Mm-hmm. Put Stu on it, they start going. But Stu at this time is not only broken leg, he's got an infection.
Yeah.
Like pneumonia from sitting out in the fucking cold.
Yeah, open wound, whole 9 yards.
All bad. So he's in and out, and he's fucking struggling. But Tom they don't find a car that is a standard, and they can pop start it, Mm-hmm. They do that, and they end up going. But in the book, it hadn't been winter yet. Like, he's sitting on land in there, and it's like November. So then they get snowed in for like most of the winter.
Yeah.
And they're just like hanging out, and Stu gets through this fucking infection, and a couple other cool things happen. I kind of want to save a little bit in case it's in the original, because it's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, so they get back, and then when they show up to Boulder, you don't even know about Franny. Has the kid been had? Like, there's been all these these thoughts that the kids in Boulder might not be immune to Captain Trips.
Yeah.
So, like, is this kid just gonna die? Are all kids gonna die? Is this the end of humanity? You know, the whole, like, one immune parent, one not, two immune parents, maybe.
Yeah, they played that in the show a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's more... Franny's more worried about it. There was a chick in the book, which I highly doubt is anywhere else, that is pregnant. Before she gets in, she has twins on the road.
Wow.
Both of them die overnight. They don't know about what kills them. She buries them. Won't tell them where they're at. She don't want her kids to be, like, dug up and studied.
Yeah.
It's real fucked up, like, a little storyline about these kids die from capture. Like, are we fucked as humans?
Yeah, that was her whole thought for her process when she was pregnant. Like, she had that little kind of conversation-wise, and then obviously they show the kid being born, and then the kid gets sick. And she wakes up one night, and the kid's basically healed. So, kind of played both roles. So.
Yeah, with most of this show, they've sped through a lot of it.
Yeah, they basically just feels like, oh, here goes a piece. Boop. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Hey, he's back. He's good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they have the conversation. Stu shows up. They get a hug. Like, all right, we're out. Peace.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the continuity that her kid was mixed. Like, we were talking about that they showed it.
The first thing was like, that's a white old baby. Like, give it a little time, bro. Give it a little time.
Yeah, man. So they leave. They go to Nebraska. And Nebraska is interesting in this story because that's where Mother Abigail is from in the book. She's from Nebraska.
Yeah.
They meet her in Nebraska. Like all that corn from the beginning, you know? So, whatever, you know. Cool. Then I thought that the show probably had some of the best, like, building tension moments when Franny was about to fall down that well and Stu had a flat tire.
And we don't know how she was going to fall down that well.
We knew it was going to happen, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I was like, oh, well, she's falling in that moment.
The dog's like, yo, nope, don't do it. I'm trying to tell you. Don't get on that. Come on, please. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we could rewind a little bit to Kojak having a problem with the corn.
Well, he knew someone was in there.
Or something.
Something was in there. And then, obviously, we saw the little black baby doll, whatever it was. It basically calmed him down.
Yeah. And he's just like,
oh, you're here. I'm chilling then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he never reacted to it any other time outside of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Them choosing to, I still, like, they didn't have a better reason to stop at that place, though. It's like, oh, the baby needs to be changed. Let's stop and make camp here.
Yeah, multiple days, too. Let's hang out.
Yeah. We only traveled 400 miles. Like, bro, you're trying to get to Maine.
Let's knock out more than 400.
Yeah.
We're in Nebraska.
Yeah.
The roads will be cleared.
We got a ways to go.
I'd feel weird staying in another person's house anyways.
Yeah.
Like, if I have camping gear, I'm camping. As long as the weather permits.
I'm sleeping in the truck.
Yeah. Go ahead. You go inside. I'm right there. Sleep it out.
I honk twice. If you don't come outside, I'm leaving.
See ya! Yeah. I thought that this episode had... Is it too hyperbolic or aggressive of me to say this had the best writing of the series? I feel like this episode had the best beats, the best character monologues and dialogue scenes.
Yeah, I can see that.
That this felt like this is what The Stand was supposed to be. This much focus on two characters, you know.
But in a lot of ways, it was the only option we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
We
now.
finally had a focus episode.
It felt like Franny was finally the main character.
Yeah.
Which she is.
Yeah.
She's the main character of the book.
It's a great focus episode. Obviously, when they set up camp that night, we see the girl that's in the corn. It's a small young black girl in the corn, and she mentioned that the baby was teething.
She said that.
She said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was at the end of her song.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was singing, and then she said she looked up. She like the baby's teething. And the next day, that's when Franny was like, "Hey, you're teething. Like, wash your teeth." Type deal. She was feeding a baby. Yep.
So I didn't say it, but you did. Thought that might have been like a reincarnation or a younger version of Mother Abigail.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say that because Like, not all black women are the same.
I know, but in a lot of sense, that's kind of how they played it off, because Mother Abigail in a dream came from the corn.
I thought that might have been Mother Abigail's house in Nebraska if they wanted to play it that way.
Could they possibly could have? That could have been her old house, whatever it was, before she went to the retirement home. Because the whole deal from the beginning is she was in a retirement home.
So
could have been a family house or whatever it was.
That house had some keys in it that were Stephen King-ish that I loved. First of all, the turtle. Amazing. The turtle is big in the Stephen King universe.
Okay.
In It, you remember they were talking about the turtle for a bit?
Yeah.
They're talking about the turtle. Maturin is supposedly this turtle discovered in the Dark Tower universe that talks about all this like supernatural shit, right? That Dark Tower. Okay, there's a tower and there's beams that come off of it, right? Each beam is a like universe in reality. Okay, there's guardians that guard each beam. On one there's a bear, on the other side there's a turtle of it. Like it goes, bear goes to tower, turtle comes out here, right? Okay. The line of the turtle is what almost all Stephen King books are in. I believe it's what that universe.
Okay.
So they believe that like there's this god of Maturin, the turtle, that like is our god in Stephen King's universe, you know, like the big god. It's really big in It in the book. They actually talk to Maturin the turtle, and it's nuts. Pennywise says that Maturin's dead. He's been a rotting shell for hundreds of millions of years now. It's a big thing in the deep canon of like the readers. You know, this isn't really explored much in the movies,
films, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nothing in that kind of media, but they always like to throw something in there. Like anytime I see a turtle in Stephen King, I'm like, oh, the turtle. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
They never get to it because it's too big of a thing to ever explain. I mean, that'd have thrown you way for a fucking loop in It or in The Stand. They just started talking about a fucking turtle. So
hopefully they do sometime in the future though. Like get to a point where they start doing something like that.
Could ever do a fucking Dark Tower series, right? Imagine the possibilities. So much more room for activities. But anyway, so we kept on going. I said the number 19.
Yeah, you did.
Might not have been a good sign, but kind of. It's Dark Tower related, the whole thing.
The number 19 shows on the radio for those out there. It shows on the radio.
Yeah.
That's the channel that Stu and Fran are on whenever they're talking back and forth to each other when he's on the way back from the store.
Yeah. That's what channel they're on the walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Because I said the entire time, obviously, when any time you're in a situation like this, people split up, something bad's about to happen. She's on the back porch feeding the kid. He goes into town to get the medicine. And he leaves the gun with her. He leaves.
Gun. Why do you have the gun?
Yeah.
Why don't you have guns?
I think they probably have guns in the vehicle.
Why is it not on your hip at all times?
And he gives her the gun when he leaves, and he goes into town. You assume something may happen in town. Nothing happens in town. He blows a tire, which is weird. He blows a tire, and he's trying to jack up this giant truck on uneven grass.
Bro, like, if you are in a desperate situation, you know how far you can just go on a flat fucking tire?
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck your rim up and maybe even your axle, but cars are limitless. Go find a new truck.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
He's an East Texas dude. He probably like, no, don't ever leave your tank below a quarter tank.
I don't fucking know.
Windshield wiper every season.
It was weird, but he hit pops a tire. Fran falls down the well. But how she falls down the well is pretty interesting.
And getting bit by the rat?
Getting bit by the rat, and then Flags talking in their ear.
Yeah. Which I'm happy. They led up to that with the smiling face button.
Yes, it did.
Joe wasn't ready for that.
I was not. They show a smiling face with two X's like he's dead, and then all of a sudden, smiley face, two eyes like he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trash.
You don't get zapped out of nowhere and then come back alive. It's not fair, bro.
I think he disappeared. I think he fled. Then he teleported like out of there.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what I want to believe because Flag shouldn't be dead. No, he shouldn't be killed that easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So Flag is back. He's still here. He's present. And we see him after Franny falls in the well in the dream. We think it was a dream, maybe a vision, maybe like those.
I think it was a dream.
Did they seem too chummy to you?
Between those two?
Yeah, between Franny.
She's
and
never Flag.
met
Flag fucking before.
Yeah, and
that was a weird part, and they were having this like banter. But like I say, that's Fran showing how well she did in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt unearned, I think, but
But I think in a lot of ways she understood who he was, because she's just like, I'm in a fucking dream. Like, this shit isn't real.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you the benefit of letting you win this conversation.
Yeah.
She's more so like, fuck you. I've been through enough of it. Been through enough to not want to deal with you. So
yeah.
Yeah.
They I like that they gave the Devil's Temptation a play here. That's why I think that the writing really was strong in this episode, because it was all new to me at least, and that I didn't think she would ever actually kiss him, but that was there. Like, I was. Like,
it was super tempting.
Yeah,
like, you want to, like, he played the whole role. You want to raise your daughter. Mm-hmm. You want to be there for Stu, like a whole 9 yards.
But basically, be his servant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and really bring it back.
Yeah.
But he shows her the pygmies down there. I don't know if it was in South America or.
It's still goes to Mayans.
Well, Mayans are extinct.
I know.
I don't think it went back in time.
I feel like they went back in time.
He
was talking about a story about like how basically the white man showed up and they bring a blanket of smallpox.
I think they're saying that white men used to do that, like how they did it to the American Indians, because that has not happened here because they have not ever had contact with the outside world.
Oh, so this is something new.
So they didn't ever have a chance for the superflu to get there because they were isolated.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I like the way they did that.
That was interesting.
Because it's an interesting concept that there is people out there that might not have got it. It shows that this was worldwide, too.
Yeah.
Or the stand doesn't ever really talk about Moscow falling, something big like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm surprised. I'm sure they had something just like New York, if this was a real thing. So, yeah, Franny's dream goes through and she ends up talking about Mother Abigail. I felt like this was the best time I've seen Whoopi Goldberg as Mother Abigail.
Great.
It felt like the actual Mother Abigail.
It was great. Like, this is what I wanted. This is how I wanted the writing to go for Mother Abigail the whole entire time, where everything she said felt significant. It was a big significant moment for her.
Yeah, and that's why I say that this felt the most. It felt like it had the most like King's hands on. Like I believe he wrote or directed, one of the two. I think it was wrote, and it felt like a screen adaptation of the book. This is probably the strongest, like, I feel like I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
Not like I'm watching something that a kid is writing a report on and now I'm reading. Like, I've read the book, okay, but now let me read your report. So, I did like this episode in that fact because of his involvement. And, goddamn, if he wasn't too fucking old, I'd let him do whatever. Give him a contract, write The Dark Tower as a fucking TV show, hire whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Tangents.
Very much so.
Back to the show. So Stu gets back, saves it. Is this girl, the black girl in the field, is it God?
No.
You don't think it's God?
No.
I think it's God.
No.
I think it's God.
No.
Who is it?
Well, there we go, bro.
But why? Why should he be younger again then? Why she gotta be young?
Why she have to be old? Or whatever, it can be whatever she wants to be. Yeah. But I think it's kind of Mother Abigail was a vessel for this good part, basically God to talk through. So I think it was the same thing. Like you're a person I have to look out for. You chose, like I say, Mother Abigail says she chose the better side. Like, this is, you need to stand basically and do what you need to do to protect your family type deal.
Loved that they kept going back to that quote.
Yeah.
Don't remember if that's verbatim in the book. It's been a while since I've read it.
Yeah.
But that was a good one. Be here and make your stand. That's the whole point of the stand. That's why it's named that. It's good versus evil. They're finally going to make their stand. And, God dang, Mother Abigail finally felt like Mother Abigail. That was a big redemption for me.
Yeah.
That now if I see that was a possibility, especially, I don't think like Whoopi Goldberg acted her ass off in this episode. But it just felt natural. It felt good to see it like that instead of this brooding character that, like, talk to Nick, you want to talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in this room and be hot.
Yeah.
That room always looks so hot.
It did. She's 108 years old, bro. She needs
She's big cold, definitely.
She's big cold. She's big cold all the time.
Yeah.
But, you obviously thought that was God, but it's hard to really say. Because, well, it's not hard to say because when you watch the episode, she heals Fran, and then Fran stands up, she disappears.
Gone.
Just gone.
Away, yeah.
Left the necklace.
Did she leave the necklace?
That was the necklace. Yeah, you're right. She left the necklace on.
I didn't see it on her, on the kid.
No, she left it on Frank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, she had a necklace on. From what I saw, I'd like to say.
Okay, I believe you because she left the doll. I saw the doll was there.
Yeah, the doll got left and the necklace was on Frank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. Said she was going to have 70 great grandkids.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Populating a town.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Like I said, I enjoyed the episode from the way it ended. From the show standpoint, like if you wouldn't have told me that that Stephen King was involved in this episode, you can tell exactly where the fuck he took over. Mm-hmm. Which is sad to say about how this show actually is supposed to end.
I feel like he took over after Stu got there. All that, I don't think that was him.
Yeah.
I think that networks ruin everything by saying, "Oh, we can only afford nine episodes," and it's I don't know. I hate it. I hate TV. I hate television networks. I hate streaming services that cancel Castle Rock. You said season 2 was good. I enjoyed it. People say season 2 of Castle Rock was better than season 1.
I enjoyed season 2.
Big King fans say that, and they canceled it.
I enjoyed season 2. Season 2 was very good.
Once I heard that Disney bought Hulu, I couldn't watch it. So they're gonna cancel this motherfucker.
They definitely canceled, but you can tell that it's a very good storyline in season 2. Well, that's like, so we're out on the specifically on the show. I'm at the point now of seeing this final episode and seeing what it could have been with Stephen King, like writing it or directing it or whatever it was. I don't know how I feel about the show now. That's the fucked up part about it.
I hate that I did that to you, because as I said in maybe episode 5, it was a really good episode. Whenever when everything blew up, or leading up to it blowing up with Fran getting stuck in the basement.
Yeah.
That episode, I was really happy that you were giving me your opinion, because I am pessimistic naturally.
Yeah.
I look at the bad things in life and I get sad.
Yeah.
It happens. And you were giving me a lot of hope for it for the average viewer, but whenever I see something that is,
because they were giving us so much.
They were giving us a lot, but I was still very upset with the show in little ways. Mm-hmm. Not you can't be very whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And it didn't ever pay off to alleviate me of all these little things that pissed me off. Mm-hmm. You know, it made some cool changes, but it felt so goddamn rushed. I mean, the plague happened in episode 1. Mm-hmm. We talk about fucking Lloyd Henry in episode, or was it Trash? Who was it in episode 2? There's one new character introduced, and then we didn't visit pre-plague ever again.
It was Larry Underwood.
I think, yeah, that's what it was. It was Larry.
We hit Larry Underwood. We got kind of his backstory, how he got in New York, and that was it.
And I think I've said this a lot in our review, that it doesn't feel like it was earned. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like they earned these big character moments. Even seeing Larry die, I didn't feel like that was a triumph of his soul like it should have been. That he's now understanding his place in the scheme of he didn't have to be the nice guy. He needed to be himself. He led the team, after Stu's fall, where they said he was fucking dead. Mm-hmm. And you don't get that character development with Larry. And I think that Larry was a damn good actor. I like the actor choice in that.
I really did too as well. In some ways, I agree with you. When you're watching a show, when you're taking out a character, mm-hmm. Out of a show, say for instance with say Glenn. Mm-hmm. Glenn had his one moment in court, and that's it. He had it hit when they bring him in. That was a really good way they bring him in. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. But from then until he died, it felt like it was just empty book. Between
he was just a face.
It was just a face.
There a lot.
Yep, it was a face that was there.
And if I had to be truthful, I would say Glenn is in my top 3 favorite characters in the book. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if anybody else in Boulder is in my top 3.
Yeah,
he might be my favorite Boulder person.
Yeah, maybe
him or Larry.
Yeah,
he's a funny character. He's great. He has these little quips, and mm-hmm. he's really smart. He talks about the sociological view of restarting a world, and mm-hmm. there's a lot of things that could have been used for exposition, explaining the plot. With him just being a smartass and talking about, I think he has a line in the book where it's you have one person, you have a survivor. You have 2, and eventually they'll fall in love. You have 3, and there'll be a love triangle or something like that. You You have 4, they'll make one of them an outsider. You have 5, and he talks about this shit, like how society can grow and how we just have these certain traits as humans, and that's exactly what happens in the book.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. They definitely got away from the society factor of it, and like even dealing with Boulder, and there's whatever.
The show in a lot of ways is my tidbit, like to bring us back, just to bring us to the end of this. They gave us a beginning, middle, and an end, and it felt like it was more so spark notes for a lot of the pieces, a lot of the episodes, where it wasn't like a big media episode, like when the explosion happened at the Mother Abigail's house, or when Harold dies. You have those major moments, but like I say, it felt more so like spark notes. Yes, they rushed it along. Like a normal person like me will watch this show and be like, yeah, it's a pretty okay show, but the way it ended, it was ass. Outside of the ending, like what we got with Fran and like Stu Redman. That like up to Stu showing up, because basically that's technically the end of the show. In a lot of ways. Yeah. It ended really bad. In my mind.
It ended
because we got the explosion, all this happened, they go back to Boulder and it's like, oh, yep, that's the end of Boulder. That's our show.
Well, first of all, Stephen King is notoriously bad at writing endings. Bad is how you take it. He's received not well for writing his endings. If you ever nut up and read The Dark Tower, we're going to talk on the last page.
I liked the way they closed off Stu and Fran. I enjoyed that. But it like the Boulder chapter I didn't feel as complete with the Boulder chapter.
You mean like with just the city itself or the characters within it?
The characters itself and the city itself.
Well, I think that's where they didn't earn the character deaths with Ralph, which I got corrected the other day. That's who Ray is based on, the Native American lady, right? And with Ray and Larry and Glenn, which all 3 die in Vegas, basically the same way, like I told you about the trucks and the chains.
Yeah.
Instead, and with that being such a big moment of just wiped, like there they go, and then you kind of have the exploration of Tom and Stu's relationship and how good of friends they become. In that, then you get back to Boulder and you understand, like, okay, I have 3 characters here that I've been in the head of in this book: Fran, Stu, and Tom. Tom is happy here because like all the kids like him. They end up having like that May Day where you like have a basket or some shit. I don't know, some kind of celebration, right? In Boulder, and like in Tom's playing with the kids, and it's awesome. It's a wholesome ass scene.
Yeah. And
Stu and Franny are like we don't really belong here anymore, because they were more like celebrities in the Boulder Free Zone in the book, where they were like political candidates. They were really up there, and like people didn't just hang out with them; they hung out with each other, and they were doing their own stuff because they were leading and making laws and all this, running meetings and stuff. So then Boulder kind of overwhelms them with the people that arrive there. I think it's like 20,000 in the book that are actually there. So like, yeah, like they don't really need us anymore. They're gonna elect their own mayors. They're gonna do their own things. They can go into a dictatorship, a democracy, whatever they may choose.
I think they very briefly mentioned that about how Boulder was eventually going to change.
Yeah,
and she wanted to do something different.
And that's kind of what I'm saying, is that it doesn't feel like it was captured, that like impending avalanche of things changing around them. It still felt like this place that we saw Larry drive up to in episode 2. Just kind of this wholesome, we're going to have some cookouts, it's like a white people camping retreat.
Yeah, it felt like a camp retreat more so than a town.
Then it was a town, Like it becomes like, they showed like schools and doctors and stuff like that. Awesome. But man, did they fuck this up. If I could be honest to God truthful, like I don't want to hurt any viewers' feelings that enjoyed this, but it still feels like a swing and a miss. Not as bad as the Dark Tower series, or Dark Tower movie, which was a fucking roller from the pitcher's mound. The dude swung on it. Mm-hmm. That was a swing and a miss. This might have been a nice little curveball. It had the potential. I see why you swung at it.
Yeah, it was definitely there. And like I say, because the way that we got the ending to Vegas, it was such an ending.
It's great.
It was great.
I liked how chaotic it got. I didn't
I just wanted to see. In a lot of ways, I just wanted to see Boulder like have those moments, not necessarily like a Big Bang moment or something like that. I just wanted to see kind of like, oh, this is the last page. I feel completed reading this.
Yeah.
Type feel.
And it doesn't really give you that in the book.
Yeah.
Because the book does end with Flag meeting those pygmies.
Yeah.
And talking to them. Yeah. And basically like taking them over and worshiping type shit, right?
But that was the ending for Flag. We got the ending for Flag, we got the ending for Fran, and we got the ending for Stu in this episode.
And Fran and Stu is basically just open book. Like, King says that he gets asked about what Fran and Stu are doing. Yeah. Because, like, the story just isn't finished, you know? Yeah. But it kind of is, too, because they don't have anything else left to fight, but Flag is still down there or whatever. Like, there's still a threat. Yeah. But he let them live their life without, like, fast-forwarding, which I think would have been corny as fuck, fast-forwarding, they're, like, 80. Yeah. You know, and there's things happening again. There's cars being drove. Like, I'm cool on that. Mm-hmm. But it just wasn't earned, man. I think it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I wasn't proud of it. That's the best way I could put it. You know? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't run off and Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 6 list to somebody else, you know? Mm-hmm. But you have to watch this. It's fucking insane. Yeah. It's so good. Mm-hmm. It didn't do that for me.
Me either. Like I said, I've been recommending it up to this point. The ending, nah.
You don't think you recommend it, huh?
Not with that ending.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't think this has much rewatchability, at least for me.
Not for me either.
Because there's not really much left. Like, no. It was all very shallow and kind of just thrown out there. And I said it a couple episodes back that I felt like it was bullet points that they wanted to get to. Yeah. And then they filled it in last moment. It just... I don't know, man. I'm happy I watched it. I'm happy we started doing this about it.
Bits and pieces, man.
I can think of highlights. I liked Harold. Harold was a solid fucking actor.
Oh, one last question. Harold's name, end of the show. You said that had something significant to do with?
Harold's name.
Not Harold, I'm sorry. Flag's name.
Oh, fuck, was it Fremantle? No. Faraday. Yeah. Randall Flagg reincarnates all the time. Mm-hmm. He will die off as a character and come back, but his initials are always RF at all times. Faraday, I believe, is like the first time you see him in Dark Tower. Okay. I believe. Okay. But he also goes by Richard Flanagan. It's just always RF. He talks about in the book, because a lot of them, Flagg doesn't remember his own past. He has like... It's crazy. Like, whenever they get into his head in the book, he has flyers like in his pocket of his vest, and like one of them is to support the KKK, one of them is to support like the upcoming Black Panther things, and just anything that's divisive, he will play a side of it and then get people to do some shit. Yeah. And Flagg was a whiff for me too. Let me just say that. I liked what he did, didn't like the writing. It felt like he was very removed from everybody. He never got down there and in their face and whatever. Not seeing that happy face drawn on the dude's face would have changed my whole mind on the show. But yeah, man, I guess we can wrap this up and finish our Stand recap. Like, holy shit. Yeah. 2 months ago we started doing this bullshit. Yeah. Yeah.
They did off Flag well. He shot the dude with the invincible, and the whole head melted. So oh shit! So that's on my only piece that they ended Flag well. Yeah, yeah,
which is solid. I like that they did that.
They probably had a makeup because they didn't fucking stitch a face with lightning on the dude's face.
That's what you give me as a fake patu.
What if they would have did that with that? Would you been happy?
No, it wasn't earned because it wasn't in front of fucking all of Vegas.
I had to ask. That's what I was wondering. I had to ask.
It would have felt like just shuffling cards and pulling it out. But like, yeah, let's put that here. Yep. Nah. But yeah, man. So out of 10, I guess you can give the episode or the series or both.
For the episode, we'll start with the audio episode first and then series next. Episode, probably like a 6.5. Series, I'll give the series a solid 7. Okay. Not rewatchable, and I would not recommend. Okay. Yeah.
It hurts. I understand.
Yeah. Just because of the this is just because of the ending. No, this for me.
No.
Just let everybody know, just because of the ending.
Okay. Yeah. Is that the ending with Fran and Larry, or the ending like as the nuke went off in Vegas?
I feel like the show ended when the nuke went off.
Okay.
Yeah. I love the way and ended with Fran and Stu and stuff like that. That was a cool little piece they put in to kind of end the chapter on our main characters. But the main characters were part of Boulder, and Boulder had no facet at all for a lot of the good chunk of the show. So,
do you think the episode 9 could have been condensed into 15 minutes and tagged on to last episode?
Yes,
I think so too.
Yes.
But I liked what they did with it. I liked, like I said, the writing. But I think that those times, those conversations, those emotions that the characters made me feel could have been done way prior to make me care way more about Fran and Stu.
Yeah.
You know, like, I really still didn't care about Stu. Like, whatever. Episode 9, series. As it compares to the book, like a 2.
Mm-hmm.
But no movie ever lives up. I'd say overall 7.5, 8. Let's say 7.75.
Would you recommend it to other people that have read the book?
Yes, anybody that's ever read the book. Hey, you gotta watch it. Like, I read Gerald's Game. I watched Gerald's Game because I read Gerald's Game.
Yeah.
I want to watch even Under the Dome. It's terrible, they say. I want to watch it just because it's, an adaptation. So, yeah, man. Y'all made it this far. Hit subscribe. I see the numbers. A lot of y'all make it this far. And we don't have that many subscribers. So, man, sign up, make an account, subscribe to us. That'd be great. Because you gotta not be able to search like the Stand episode 9 reaction anymore to find us.
True.
So we're gonna be doing probably, I don't know if I want to title it like the Stand 1994 compared to 2020, or like just the
we'll figure
differences.
something out.
I'm gonna think of a catchy one. It's not just gonna be like the Stand 1994 reaction. I'm gonna try to like keep those keywords in there so y'all can find it through a search. But I want to name it something a little catchy that might be able to pull in some more people.
Do you have any recommendations? Let us know.
Oh, we're looking for shows, man. Tommy Knockers.
Something.
Langoliers. Let's roll.
They'll be down.
They probably would.
If you haven't seen it, they'll be down. I've seen it. I'm down.
And I haven't read it, though. So, like, I don't know what time I'm even going into it.
Great show.
This has been Redacted Media. And I don't remember if I said our names, but I'm Larmer. This is Joe. If you like just us, we have a podcast called the Joecat and Larmdog Podcast. Find us on basically anywhere you can stream podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, all that. We're on the Anchor app too. That's where we get our stuff. What do we talk about? What would you define our show in like 3 words or less?
Basic nonsense.
Basic nonsense. I'd say Larmer makes Joe mad. 4 words, but
pretty much.
That's basically what it is.
Pretty much.
But yeah, man, if y'all like sports, Drop Balls Podcast is still under Redacted Media, I think.
Just click on Redacted Media. Everything's there, I promise.
Drop Balls Podcast. I think he's still here and uploading, but he has his own YouTube channel too. So go ahead and give him a subscribe too if you want to. My guy Chris, he is owner of the website blackelephant.com, 2 C's, and clothing line. Pretty nice. He donates to elephants off of every purchase, like the survival and upkeep of all them down in Africa.
Yep.
And yeah, man, I think we're gonna wrap it up. And if y'all are the tryhards and the real ones, you'll see us here next week, recapping the Stand 1994 edition.
This is gonna be bad.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
See you guys.
See ya.